It's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
I know I'm going to regret saying this because I know y'all going to be in my comments going off. But I had a thought today. I think that the reason why black love is harder to find and you don't see as many like black women with black men, and you hear black women complaining about, oh, black men only want white women, and black men get upset when black women are like, I get to live a soft life with this white man. I think that it's because in real life, being black ain't the easiest thing. So black men go through a lot and black women go through a lot. And so I think when we come together, all that trauma is just a lot, and it creates a storm. It's almost like hot and cold. It's going to make a tornado. So to me, I'm not saying that black women don't step up, because we do, and we go to therapy and we try to really work on ourselves. But what I've learned, you don't heal right away, and healing is a process forever. So even if you're working on yourself, you still got to keep healing, learning, growing. And so it's still a process of you learning about yourself and learning how to deal with another person. Same thing with black men. Not all of them don't go to therapy. Some of them do. But I think that what they go through in life, which I would never know, I'm not a black man, causes them to also have issues with healing and trying to take their time, where it's harder to be next to somebody else who's healing. My theory is some black men want to live a soft life too. Not in a negative way, but in a way of going towards a different race. Most of the other races of women cherish the ground black men walk on. Not saying that black women don't, but they have lived a different life where they haven't been forced to be strong all the time. I could be wrong, let me know. But I think that their lives are different than ours as black women. So they can be like, oh, he's going through this, or I could hold this weight and it's okay, and live your life. And they go towards that because they want to live a soft life. Not saying that they soft, but it's just like they've been through stuff too. Same way with black women. We have held so much, whether like for myself, I grew up with a single mother and I was the oldest. So I had to step up and damn near raise my younger sibling and be my mother's right-hand woman, to the point where I'm tired. I can't be next to somebody who's also dealing with some stuff too, to where it feels more comfortable going towards a different race because I'm allowed to live a soft life. I'm allowed to still be independent. I'm allowed to be creative. I'm allowed to have this career thing where somebody's not making me feel like I'm not being there enough for them. My question to y'all is, do you think that's the reason? Not saying black men shouldn't step up for black women. Not saying black women can't love black men. Not saying other races and cultures are more easygoing. I'm just saying sometimes I think there's an issue there because both people want to be soft due to the fact of what we have dealt with here. Because we do, as black people, go through a lot and have to carry a lot. Let me know in the comments if you understand my theory, or if you understand where I'm coming from, or give me your perception of what you think this is. Black men and black women, let me know.
Now, I obviously agree with that sentiment because two people who raised in trauma have a hard time figuring out who's supposed to lead in the family, especially if you are raised in a single parent home and you've only seen your mother be a leader. So you automatically believe that is what the leader is, the woman. When let me tell you, I was raised in a two-parent household, and guess what? My mom was raised in a two-parent household. My dad was raised in a two-parent. My mama is still the leader in the household. Now, my daddy just made sure things was situated, and my dad raised me to do a lot for my sisters. We had gender roles in the house. We all cleaned up the kitchen, but my sisters never cleaned up the bathroom, ever. You know, I always did that. I always took out the trash. But I've cleaned up the kitchen. I've cleaned the living room, which taught me how to do that as I became an adult, to help out around the house. So that was never an issue. But I think one thing I did realize I didn't I didn't realize how many women I've dated that was raised in single family households. So I mean single parent households. So even that, I remember um, one person telling my mom, like one person I was dating was telling my mom, you know, just making up shit. Well, your son's told me about the traumatic things your his dad did to you. My mom was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Just lying, but trying to get some information as if living in a two-parent household was a struggle or it was abusive or bad. When all actuality, you come from a single-parent household with a lot of issues, and you try to project that energy onto me versus understanding we was raised different. And and then but then at the same token call me the problem. That's insane. But if I attack you and your mother being a single mother, even though she did the best she could, that will be, oh, you don't like black women, you don't. I mean, but y'all don't like the family. I don't think you. It's hard to say I want the family dynamic that I grew up with a woman who's never had that ever. And you may have a father, you know, you may have a father in your life, but these women that I know, it's like one, the father was only there, to pay bills or to give her money for stuff. Like he was never her father, so it don't make sense that a single a single person would have that much to say about. I mean, a person raised in a single parent household would have that much to say about a person who was who was raised in a two parent household. Well, even if it's a stepfather, you still. A lot of people say stepfathers and stepmothers are trash and all this. Yeah, I get that, but then there's still some type of healthy dynamic that they saw in that house. If the mother and father was together forever, even though they didn't like them, that there was still something there to make that marriage last as long as it did, or if it's still lasting. And I don't think that people who were raised in single parent households have that understanding. Um, but then again, there's there's people who see their grandparents' relationship and see how their grandfather treats their grandmother, even though their mom is a single woman, but that person can get that nature of what a household is supposed to be like from their grandparents. So there's different ways of seeing this, but you just gotta be. Sometimes people just gotta be honest with themselves when they in these relationships. Is being with this person who doesn't have the same family dynamic as I do. Will will this relationship work? Will they see things the way I see things? And there's a chance that they won't. There's a chance that they won't see things the way you do. They won't. They won't love you the way you think that you want to be loved. Just like I said, men want to live their soft life, not being degraded, but they don't want to be on edge all the time about loving a woman. And she said that might make them choose other races. No, it just makes you choose another woman. The race, I don't think the race would matter. I think he'll just choose another woman regardless. So it is what it is. If he chooses another race, then it is what it is. That don't mean that race is better. They become baby mamas too. So it's the man. We talk about the man right here. If the man is if the black man is the problem, that problem should last through all his relationships. If a black man is abusive, if a black man is a cheater, if a black man, that should be through all the relationships that person has had. If it's not, then there's more to it than just the nature of what that person's complaint is about when they dated that person.